What happens when an entire state runs out of money, but the people still live there? Sounds like a movie plot, right? Crumbling streets, hospitals shutting down, schools disappearing, and crime spiraling out of control. It's terrifying to think about, but it's not just fiction. This is a reality that's quietly unfolding across parts of America. And what's even scarier, the national economy could crash, and these states won't just struggle, they'll be the first to fall apart. Can you guess which states are teetering on the edge? Are they places you'd never expect? Trust me, you're about to find out, and it might just change everything you thought you knew about the financial stability of this country. Some of these states are hanging on by a thread, and if disaster strikes, they could collapse faster than you can imagine. Stay with us. This could change the way you see your own state, and even your future. 1. West Virginia, the hidden collapse. West Virginia is a state that has long been associated with hard work and natural beauty. But what most people don't see is the crumbling foundation beneath it all. 55% of adults are not even seeking work, a sign of a broken economy. The coal industry, once the backbone of this state, has vanished, leaving thousands of workers without jobs. Healthcare? A disaster. West Virginia has the highest rate of drug overdose deaths in the country. When the national economy takes a hit, this state could fall apart faster than you think. It's not just a decline, it's a slow-motion collapse. 2. Alabama, a state in crisis. Pride and tradition run deep in Alabama, but underneath, the cracks are widening. 16.5% of the state lives in poverty, and many families are living paycheck to paycheck. Alabama ranks near the bottom for healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Rural areas are dying, with roads, schools, and hospitals crumbling. One shock to the economy, and Alabama might not just struggle, it could completely collapse. This is a state on the edge, and few are paying attention. 3. Illinois, the ticking time bomb. Illinois, with its iconic cities and historical significance, is sitting on one of the largest financial time bombs in the country. It has the worst funded pension system in America, over $140 billion in liabilities. Budget reserves are dangerously low, and taxes keep rising to cover holes. Cities like Chicago are drowning in debt, while services continue to get slashed. When the next recession hits, Illinois won't just struggle, it might explode from within. 4. Louisiana, fragile and falling apart. Louisiana may seem full of culture and life, but its economy is dangerously fragile. Over 18% of residents live in poverty. The state's reliance on oil and gas is a ticking time bomb. Frequent natural disasters only make the situation worse. A global oil crash or another major hurricane could cause Louisiana to crumble. And when it does, it might go down faster than anyone expects. 5. Kentucky, the forgotten state. Kentucky used to be a powerhouse in manufacturing and mining. Now, it's a state in decline. Nearly 20% of the population lives below the poverty line. Hospitals are closing, schools are underfunded, and opioid addiction is out of control. The lack of investment in tech and innovation means Kentucky's economy has no safety net. When the economy crashes, Kentucky could be one of the first to completely unravel. 6. Nevada, built on sand. Nevada, famous for its glittering Las Vegas Strip, is one bad shock away from disaster. More than 25% of Nevada's workforce is tied to hospitality and tourism. With a tiny state budget, the economy can't survive a global recession or a natural disaster. The state relies heavily on sales taxes and tourism dollars, which can disappear overnight. Nevada's economy is like a high-stakes gamble, and the house could fold anytime. 7. Michigan, the bleeding heart of America. Michigan, once the epicenter of America's automotive industry, is now a state bleeding money. 38% of residents are behind on their bills. The job market is on life support, and entire towns are boarded up. The state's economy is still tied to manufacturing, and if that shifts or the auto industry crashes again, thousands of jobs will disappear overnight. Michigan is exhausted, and when the next recession hits, it may just implode from the inside out. 8. Texas, the giant with cracks. Texas is known for its size, but it's also known for a growing financial crisis. Nearly 36% of Texans are in financial distress, with many living paycheck to paycheck. The energy sector, which the state relies on, is volatile, and global shocks could send Texas into chaos. Cities like Austin are booming, but rural areas are hollowing out, and wages aren't keeping up with the cost of living. The cracks are showing, and when the national economy falters, Texas could collapse from the inside. 9. Hawaii, paradise. Lost Hawaii, a state that's synonymous with paradise, is teetering on the edge of collapse. More than 20% of its GDP depends on tourism, and if that goes down, the state has nothing to fall back on. The cost of living is sky high, and locals are being priced out of their own homes. During the pandemic and the Maui wildfires, Hawaii's economy staggered and hasn't fully recovered. Could this island paradise fall into ruin if the global economy crashes again? It's not a question of if, it's when. 10. Mississippi. The struggling state Mississippi may look quiet and rural, but it's hanging by a thread. Mississippi has the highest poverty rate in the nation. Nearly 1 in 5 residents live below the poverty line. The job market is stagnant, and fewer than 54% of working-age adults are employed. Schools are underfunded, hospitals are closing, and the economy is barely holding on. If the economy crashes, Mississippi might just vanish. The question is, will anyone even notice? The signs are everywhere. Rising poverty, disappearing jobs, crumbling infrastructure. These states, once strong and proud, are barely holding on. If the economy crashes, some of them won't just struggle. They might completely fall apart. So, is your state next? Are you paying attention to the warning signs? If you found this video eye-opening, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. It helps more than you know. Stay sharp. The next collapse could be closer than you think.